But my biggest concern, obviously, as the lead pastor here, and it should be a concern for all of us, are we giving them what they need to establish a solid foundation in their lives, so that they can grow from here, and not just be satisfied with that initial born again experience, that excitement, that feeling of just having that burden lifted off of our lives of sin and being in the darkness. And I remember, the day that I got saved, actually the morning after I got saved, looking out the window and like, man, not remembering that the grass was as green as it was, the trees looked different, the sky looked different, everything looked different, because you got rid of that burden of sin, and that's great and it's wonderful. But where do we go from there? That's like the launching pad. That's not supposed to be the end all, And so again, in this season that we're in, you see people getting very excited about their experience with Christ and their salvation, but it's up to us now to make sure that there's a foundation built in their lives. So it's not just about Christianity, and our salvation experience should not just be about, okay, now I'm prepared to go to heaven, and that's it. And especially not to be, and unfortunately we see this with some people. Okay, it's like, I got my reservations, I got my passport stamped, I'm going to heaven. If I were to die today, I'd be immediately in the presence of God. So it doesn't really matter how I live. No, it matters very much how we live.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it matters more how we live now as a Christian, because before we were saved, you didn't even have the possibility of being a witness to somebody. If anything, you were going to be a witness and give evidence to the kingdom of darkness, because we're sinners, and all we do is sin, But then you come into the kingdom, and now you're part of this movement on the earth of people now. Okay, I got saved, and I want to see all my loved ones. I want to see all my friends, my coworkers. I want to see everybody possible get saved. Okay, then we need to have some foundation established in our lives.
Yeah.
Equipping us for the kingdom doesn't stop there. We also have to be prepared to live life on earth. In fact, I think Jesus spoke more about our equipping to be witnesses here on earth than he talked about heaven.